All right, work with me here. Work with me. Hi, Diane. I have show and tell today. I do. Wow, what a great weekend it was. Down in Warner Robins, Georgia. Hold on a minute. Stay with me. How are you today? All right, let me check, Diane. Are we going to start Monday out like that? Is that what we're going to do? Hold on. Let me look here. 16. No, I go from 17 to 19. That's how I'm starting the week. I always get those messages right before we start of what I'm missing. And once again, I'm missing a all right, I think I'm ready now. How are you today? I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. It is great to be here this morning. I really enjoyed Saturday. I really enjoyed Saturday. And we're going to talk about that during the Georgia Hour. I will tell you this. And I know out there from sea to shining sea, you tune in at 8. We talk about some national news. In fact, we'll talk about Portland today. When is the last time we talked about Portland on this show? Anyhow, there is the possibility. Unity and in the Republican Party of Georgia, it can be obtained. It can. It's out there if people will take it. But we have a group that will not. We'll talk about that during the Georgia Hour. This past Saturday, if it proved anything, people in the party want to be unified. We'll get into that. It's just a shame we're going into 2026 in Georgia with the fraction in the party. All right, so this is I got to be careful with favorite. This is one of my favorite hats. I have show and tell. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. And I'm going to tell you what's in this jar. I'm getting to everything. I'm trying to get settled down. So I got this out, and I don't get it out very often because I don't want anything to happen to it. This is my Make America Great Again hat, okay? And it has the American flag. See that on there? And this is 45. This is 45. All right, not 47. And on the back, it says Trump 2020. And this is one of my favorite hats because we know the truth. We right here in Georgia, watching politicians squirm to try to get you to believe in Georgia. If you're in Georgia, to watch politicians squirm here in this state, knowing what happened, trying to appease buckhead Republicans, all right, Brookhaven Republicans, Sandy Spring Republicans. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. There's some very good patriots there. But anyhow, to watch them try to keep MAGA, America First, election integrity teams in the state, voters happy and not offend others. It's fun. It's like watching somebody trip walking across the stage. And I've seen a lot of that this weekend. We'll talk about that later. But See, 2020, and I am so tired of hearing about retribution and prosecuting our political enemies when really it's all it is. All this coming together is these are criminals. These are criminals. For the republic to be restored, to save our democracy, as they like to say, we must prosecute these criminals. This is not a sports record where we put an asterisk next to Barry Bonds' name on the home run leaderboard in elections. That's not what this is. This is our republic. It's for our children. It's for our grandchildren. It's to sustain the great American experiment, as they call it. These criminals must be face justice, period. Now, give me this one here. This is one of my favorites. Give me video 13.
Yeah, and Jonathan, he couldn't be more clear about it. I mean, it's not just, you mentioned a couple people there, Adam Schiff and Letitia James. They were in the same Truth Social post that Trump put out now a little over a week ago, telling Pam Bondi that he wanted to see Jim Comey prosecuted, and not just telling her that he wanted to see him investigated or prosecuted, but declaring his guilt in advance, saying he's guilty as hell. There's so many layers of the politicization and the weaponization going on in a post like that. But the rest of these people we saw is almost as soon as the Comey indictment came out, we got the reporting that Fani Willis was being investigated now, the woman who investigated Trump in the Georgia vote stealing case. And that was just a few hours later, and you saw Pam Bondi go on television over the weekend and basically say,
that was that pesky little vote stealing case. Trump 2020. Can you say it? Trump 20. That was that pesky little vote stealing case in Georgia. Just a pesky little vote stealing case. Now, he said Adam Schiff. How about this guy that's shadowing, and we're going to get into everything. What about this guy that's shadowing Adam Schiff? Watch this guy shadows Adam Schiff. Give me video 2.
You lied about Russia. You lied about Ukraine. Excuse me. Sorry about that. What are you going to do when the deep state can't protect you anymore?
Have a nice day.
When you're brought up for treason, what is your response going to be then? You're going to hear these words later, but you might as well hear them now. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you will be provided with one. Do you understand these rights as I've cited them to you? Adam Schiff, everybody. Guys, the Democrats are committing treason. This is the shame. He doesn't have time for my questions. But right now, what we have going on in our country is an attack on our sovereignty. And it's time that all Americans stand up against it. I pray that you wake up and the Democrats wake up to the lie that's going on. But I think that's what's happening. I think the American people are seeing through it. And that's the beauty of this. You can't hide from it anymore.
Have a nice day.
Yes. Scumbag.
I got to give it to the guy shadowing Adam Schiff. I know there's so many things out there that I need to start on Monday morning, but shadowing Adam Schiff, I just had to do it. All right, folks. Good morning. Good Monday morning again. I'm your host, BKP. We have a lot going on. Now, give me number 7, Diane. We'll talk about this a little bit later. What is disturbing, I think, about this is the church. This is the church in Michigan, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Church there in Michigan, burnt to the ground. Now, the Detroit Free Press, some are saying 4, and some are saying 4, but the Detroit Free Press, I think I have it here somewhere, Diane. I thought I cropped it out. I'll look for it here. Give me just a second. I think they're reporting 5. I think they're reporting 5 dead in this just horrific. This guy is a veteran, and apparently he drove his truck. I guess I didn't crop it out. I thought I had a Detroit Free Press here. I'm going to run through one more time to see if I do have it. But this guy drove his truck into the church, reportedly killing 5, burnt the church to the ground, right? Burn it to the ground. Just horrific. And all they can do this morning is want to see if he voted Republican, if he voted Democrat, if they can link him to Trump. Give me number 8. They are showing this morning that he had 2 American flags on the back of his truck. Right here, the shooter's truck had 2 American flags attached to the back. Give me number 25. Here it is. Now you're hearing 4, but this is 5. Like I said, this is the Detroit Free Press. At least 5 is what they're saying, and this was at 9:00 last night. And Grand Blanc Church. I'm trying to look at the township there. So anyhow, just horrific. Drove his truck. All the media is interested in is this right here. Give me number 9. Michigan church attackers' private demons revealed. He was an Iraqi war vet who wore "Make Liberals Cry" t-shirt. This is saying 4. Now, apparently his son had an illness, and he is a veteran. I hope we can get to the bottom of this as far as, what set the guy off. Horrific. And then the other day, same day, right? I think earlier in the day, time-wise, a guy drives his boat up to the side in North Carolina, a pier, and he opens fire. Thought I had a graphic on that, but maybe I don't. He opens fire on people sitting there eating in North Carolina right there. He drives a boat up. 3 dead there. Let me go through my graphics just quickly here. Diane, 107, and just show you out here. This is a picture of the guy in Michigan. Deadly church attack. That's his son with him that they have. They're saying 4 here, 106. But what's important to the media is that you see he had 2 American flags, but he drove right into the church. I guess he used gasoline as the accelerant. Here's another view of it, 98. And there's 97. Here's CNN. 40-year-old Marine deployed 2007. Here is a Marine. This guy is a Marine, former Marine, deployed in 2007. Here's the other guy, 96. Here's the guy in North Carolina, a North Carolina bar attack. It was right on the, right out there at the pier on the coast. He drives a boat up. He opens fire and he killed 3 people and he injured 8. It's like, wait a minute, what is going on? Let's see if I have anything else on that before I move forward. Well, we'll talk about that a little further. The media today will spend all day. Here you go, number 78. Suspect served in Marines and was deployed to Iraq. Morning Joe, number 77. Attack at North Carolina waterfront bar leaves 3 dead, 5 injured. And I think that is it. But so, I mean, the government, I want to get this clear. The government creates this atmosphere and they create the environment and they set things up. I can't go into it. I don't want to say something I shouldn't. Our prayers really go out to the people, the victims in Michigan and in North Carolina. Just horrific. The media will not stop until they figure out if this is right wing, left wing, who voted Democrat, who voted Republican. Is this political violence on the right? Is it political violence on the left? Maybe one of these days we could get back to what just has happened to the people. What's going on with the people in this country, no matter where you're at. Take that down. So tomorrow, President Trump is going to go to the meeting. What meeting is that? The meeting that has everything whooped up into a frenzy over on the internet, the deep state, corporate, corrupt media, you name it. Trump is going over, meeting with Pete Hegseth at Quantico. They called everybody in. Everybody's been called in, right? And over at Quantico, give me number 53, Diane. Everybody's been called in to Quantico. Trump is going tomorrow. Pete Hegseth has called in all the top generals, all the top brass. Trump says he'll attend Pete Hegseth's gathering of generals to tell them how well they're doing. Trump will speak. Called gathering of top generals. Trump to attend the gathering. Interesting. Trump plans to crash Hegseth's very nice mystery meeting with top generals. So that takes place tomorrow. A lot of people wondering, okay, what's going on there? Oh, by the way, the government shuts down tomorrow at midnight. Are you shocked? and then what they're looking to do is a clean CR. And that'll get us to the end of November. Okay. Now, here's one right here. I don't know. Give me 94. I could care less about the Super Bowl. I want to know, what the hell is a Bad Bunny? What is a Bad Bunny? Now, I know Bad Bunny hates Donald Trump. Just saying. And Bad Bunny canceled all of his American tour. Poor little Bad Bunny concert goers. Wow. He canceled his American tour in protest against ICE. But he's going to make an exception for the Super Bowl just to get under MAGA's skin at America's favorite pastime, football. I don't know what a Bad Bunny is, but he will be at the Super Bowl, and they think it's great. No, I'm not going to say it. Not going to do it. Now, before we go to break, 100. Today is National Coffee Day, right? National Coffee Day starts now. That's Krispy Kreme. I had to go with Krispy Kreme. So today is National Coffee Day. Now, 67. I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it was Friday. I was driving down to Warner Robins, and I was on the phone with someone. Coffee prices expected to soar soon. They're up 20% this year. All right. Not everything. Prices at the store, it's still tough out there. You can't just say, wow, we're headed in the right direction. I support the president, and I support a lot of things he's doing. And I understood for President Trump to get us on track that there would be pain. I understood that. And I often said, I wonder if Americans are ready for the kind of pain you're going to have to endure to get this ship turned around. But coffee is expected to go up even higher, along with other products. Just saying. That is for me. I'm aggravated over coffee. Just saying. When I can't find the cheapest deal, I'm finding like $12 and $14 a can. And I mean, every once in a while you can find something a little better, but they're going to the White House. 105. Obviously, they will not solve anything. They won't solve anything. They're going to the White House. There'll be a TV program this afternoon where they'll all make their comments about shutting down the government. 104. BB's headed to the White House, right? BB's headed to the White House. And 14, Eric Adams is out of the governor's race. So we got to get focused when we return. So I'm going to get this over with now. Georgia lost. You got it. Alabama won. Period. I'm a go dogs kind of guy. Georgia lost. I mean, there's no defense whatsoever. And Alabama read that defense, and they came in. He came in and picked Georgia apart on defense, almost like he was Nick Saban. So, whatever. Alabama won, period. I'll talk about that later in the Georgia Hour. Diane, give me right here. This ad, I got to get out. This ad. You know, I'm watching over here, 4 a.m., 4:30. This ad comes on an Atlanta station. Give me video 9.
Attention Atlanta law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve, to keep your family, your city safe. But in sanctuary cities, you're ordered to stand down while dangerous illegals walk free. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers, gang members, predators. Join the mission to protect America with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.ice.gov and fulfill your mission.
I was commercial this morning, and I was like caught off guard. I'm listening over here. I'm reading articles. By the way, Oregon is predominantly a conservative state. Believe it or not, it is. All right. A lot of people from Oregon have left going down to Idaho. Conservatives getting out of there going to Idaho. Oregon is pretty much a conservative state. I will look you in the eye and tell you, yes, it's tough to think about our troops, our military on American streets. But I have Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and military ICE. They have my full support in cleaning up Portland. Going through Portland and cleaning it up. Full support. Now, a lot of you are hearing that our fans, number 71, our fans were very rude to Rory, right? McIlroy at the Ryder Cup. Calls out Ryder Cup fans for unacceptable and abusive behavior. I blame it on Happy Gilmore. I mean, you got 2 movies of Happy Gilmore where they heckled the golfers. I blame it on Happy Gilmore. Take a break.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11 grand off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCar Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. We got a lot to go over today. You know, I went down to Warner Robins, Georgia. Do you know where Warner Robins, Georgia? And I have heard over and over, RFK Jr. talk about the company Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, they were switching to frying oil to beef tallow. So I was like, what's that like? And they made a big deal of it. RFK Jr. went there to Steak and Shake to do that. And seriously, so I went to Warner Robins. 15 years since I walked in a Steak and Shake, and I'm not doing a Steak and Shake commercial, but I got this hat, make frying oil, tallow again, beef tallow again. It says Steak and Shake. So I got this hat, and they gave me this jar of steak. They're actually putting it in. You can purchase it. Steak and Shake, 100% grass-fed beef tallow. What's great is when you look at the back of the ingredients, there's not all kinds of fillers or anything in there. It's just 100% grass-fed beef fat. They told me, so wait till you try this and like fry a steak. But now I have to also say the fries were amazing. I could tell the difference. I got to do a French fry commercial because I love French fries. I just do. They were amazing. Yes, and I could tell the difference. It was great. And then on top of that, the meal was great. I'll tell you more about it in the Georgia Hour. But the fries were not as good as the Oreo mint shake. Sorry. All right, folks. Yeah, I had a great time this weekend, but I've been, ever since RFK Jr. and this corporation Steak and Shake made this switch, I was like, is this a big deal? I mean, is it? And it is a big deal. It was great. I enjoyed it. The little things I look forward to, right? So now we have a lot going on this morning. We have the government shutdown. So what I thought I would do is explain a couple things that are misunderstood on the government shutdown. All right. So tomorrow night at midnight, apparently, we talked about this. Folks, if you're out there and you're MAGA, you're America First, you're a conservative, wherever your political leaning is, you deserve from our government, regardless of where you're at, no matter what color your hair is, no matter if you have a nose ring. Well, that wasn't necessary. Give me 105. You deserve a government that is efficient and only spends the money you send them. You did not approve. They did not get loan approval from you, the American people, to go sell you and I all over the world to increase this enormous debt and spending. Now, we are up to a CR. And let me just say this to you. Stop marketing to me. Stop it. Stop running manipulation past me as marketing tools as though this will be okay, because it's not. We're broke. And what I mean by that is, we run the government, these four men right here. So on the far side, that's Representative Mike Johnson of the Republicans. And there's John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader for the Republicans. Now, they are supposed to They are supposed to pretend that they're cutting waste, they're cutting fraud, right? They're going to stop illegals from getting any health care. They're going to stop illegals from, on the system. And that they're truly trying to do the right thing for the American taxpayer. That's their job. When they get the script, that's what they do, right? Then you got Chuck Schumer. What did Rush used to call him? Chuck U. Schumer, right? Chuck Schumer. There's Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries on the Democrat side. House Minority Leader, Senate Minority Leader. And they're going to pretend, their job is to pretend like they're fighting for you out there to save your health care and save your jobs and save the democracy. When reality, all four of them, they're just playing a stunt on the American people. Now, John Thune will say, well, we need to get a continuing resolution in place so we can go through, it kills me when I hear this, so we can go through the normal budgeting process through appropriations. Wait a minute. Let me just play a little bit of what they say. Video 14.
Cuts, lower the cost, save healthcare.
Democrats are demanding a new funding bill that reverses Medicaid cuts and extends expiring Obamacare subsidies to prevent health insurance premiums from rising for millions of Americans. Republicans are pushing for a more simple short-term funding fix to keep the government running until November 20th.
What the Democrats have done here is take the federal government as a hostage.
A shutdown would mean millions of federal employees, including members of the military, TSA officers, and ICE agents would work without pay until the government reopens. And the White House raising the stakes even further, directing agencies to consider mass firings of federal workers from programs that are, quote, not consistent with the president's priorities.
They're trying to intimidate the American people and us.
Meanwhile, another negotiation.
All right, so that is packed with so many lies. So many lies in that is put out there. First of all, no federal employee loses a dime. They don't lose a dime. Nope. Then John Thune says Democrats are trying to hold Americans hostage. You notice they play both sides of it, right? Now, we do not allow anyone to go without a paycheck. So let's say the government shuts down and they're down for 6 weeks. Government employees, regardless of what agency, that are still there, right? Are still there. They, guess what? They get all the back pay. So tomorrow night at midnight, if you work for the government, it's like a snow day. Get up in the morning, it's like a snow day. What did Donkey say? We can make waffles, right? No hurry, no traffic. They can watch. Well, for me, it would be Regis and Kathy Lee. Is there somebody else? Regis is not there anymore? That's a joke. Okay. So they can watch, they can get up in the morning. They can watch Price is Right. They can bid on both of the showcases. Yes. Yes, they can. They can watch Price is Right. I mean, they can watch Let's Make a Deal. Just saying, they get all their back pay as soon as it's funded. They put that provision in a long time ago so they could play these games. Because before, I'll say the first time that they pulled this stunt of a continuing CR and the whole government shutdown, there was like, okay, one problem we have there is the people got to get paid. So I'll tell you what, we'll make a deal. And it was both sides. Don't fall for, well, that was the no. Both sides got together and they said, here's what we'll do. We've got to run the government shutdown scam. Okay. So when we do that, whoever is home, they get their back pay. Done deal. So don't listen to that anymore. Well, military may not get their pay. ICE may not get their pay. Now, let's stay on the pay side of that. All right. Here is give me this one right here. I'm going to want this in a minute. All right, we'll come back to this, but give me number 3, and I'll be coming back to this. This is, what's his name? Is it Russell? What's his name? Voigt? What's his name? OMB director? All right. White House raises specter of mass firing and government shutdown. This is Russell Voigt. Is that his name? OMB director? So we have provisions in our budget that the OMB, Office of Management and Budget and Management, can shift things. I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to get people pushback, but this is actually the truth of how it works. There's like your A, B, C, and D. And D is last funded. So when they pass a budget or whatever it is, current spending levels, we'll get into that in a minute. When they do that, that everything the House funds in a budget doesn't go first. So let me say this. See if I have it here. Oh, I want to talk about the farmers in just a minute. Give me number 21. And then I'm going to go back to 3. The Supreme Court grants 20th Trump emergency request. The Supreme Court has repeatedly declined to rein in President Trump's power, blah, blah, blah. On Friday, the High Court's conservative majority allowed Trump to withdraw $4 billion in foreign aid appropriated by Congress. All right, you see that? Marking the 20th time since the start of the Trump term that the court has granted an emergency filing request. The orders have broad consequences, allowing the administration to remove protections of hundreds of thousands of migrants, to fire independent government regulators, and remove transgender troops. Now, so firing, okay? The court said you don't have to let transgender troops. I don't know. I would love to be in the meeting tomorrow. I love to be in the meeting because I think Trump ought to look at all the generals and say, look, if you walk in and you suspect one damn person wearing high heels after 5, get their ass out of there, all right? I know. Probably shouldn't have said that. But just moving on, right? So here's the deal. Man. There's a lot of things come down to the Supreme Court they won't talk about on the deep state corporate corrupt media. They won't tell you the truth over there. So back to Russell Voigt, number 3. So first of all, on the government shutdown, tomorrow night, the emergency. Oh my God. You can't go to see the Washington Monument. Oh, my God. They're going to start telling you to put the barriers up. They will start Tuesday morning, right? Is it Tuesday or midnight Tuesday? You will see actually midnight Tuesday, them start to put closed barriers up just to create a buzz. And then all of a sudden they'll let you know by polling data that Americans are unhappy that their government is shut down. All the BS that goes with this. Now, military first, Social Security checks. Well, you're not going to get your social. Yes, there's certain provisions to pay law enforcement. There's certain provisions to pay military. There's certain provisions to pay Social Security, even if, right, they shut down. Because if they shut down, you still have revenue coming in. And what he can do, he has the latitude to do, is he has the latitude, I call it A, B, C, D. He has the latitude to take the D file. You have an A column. Let me be clear. Military, all right, essential. Don't you hate that? Essential and non-essential? You have essential is in the list of A. That's getting paid. Don't get nervous. So the D column, it gets shut off immediately, and all the funds that are out there appropriated to D start shifting over to A. Then, if needed, right, C starts to get shifted over, and he has the ability to do that. Now, the thing I don't like is the A column will always get paid. And most of the B column, as I call it. But everything will shift this way into the A column because that'll get paid. So don't worry out there. Your military will still be the military. That no matter what report you hear that, oh my God, wives and children are distressed that they may not get their paychecks. That's not going to happen, folks. All right. Grandma is not getting her Social Security. Yes, grandma's going to get her Social Security. So all of that is BS and lies to the American people, the hype. But what bothers me the most is when they do a CR, continuing resolution, everything in the D column and the C column and the B column that got shifted, they all get paid. They all get paid. Back wages. So what about a private sector company and the boss coming up to you and saying, look, we're out of money. We're waiting for some checks to come in. We're out of money. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the next 2 weeks off, and I'll give you back pay when you get back. We're doing so well, I can't pay you right now. Whoop. All right, so let's get away from that for a moment. Now, so they're going to do a CR. And what I don't like and really gets me angry is the marketing they do. A clean CR is what they call it. And Republicans pretend that they look good and sound good if they say, we just want a clean CR. Right? We want a clean CR. And then they'll say, at current spending levels. I try to do this without really getting angry. And I mean seriously. Because a clean CR at current spending levels, we need to cut spending. Now, you got to keep in mind, they only want They only want to do a continuing spending resolution until the end of November, just in time for Christmas. Now, they want to push it. Democrats try to look like they're saving the world. Republicans try to look like they are the conservative holding the line, and none of it's true. None of it's true. None of it's true. I had something here I was going to show you. Here you go, 92. So they're going to push it to the end of November, right? End of November. And it's getting close to Christmas. Who's paying attention, right? I mean, you really... Now, what if they do another 2 weeks? Remember last year was at Christmas? Isn't that what we... Is that not what we received for our Christmas present from our federal government just this time? Last year was a continuing resolution. What they're going to do is they're going to take... Now, John Thune's going to come out, and I got to get out of this. He's going to come out and say, well, we want 12 clean appropriations bills. Sounds good. But remember what we were promised in the Wayback Machine? Way back. We were promised 12 appropriations bills. Mike Johnson doesn't do it. He won't do it. All right? And the way it's supposed to work back in the old days is the appropriations for, there's 12 of them. They come out, you vote on that one. Then you come out with the next one. But what do? All right, they come out with one, then another one, then another one. They stack all 12 on each other, and we call it a omnibus bill. And everybody says it's great. I know it's 1,300 pages, but trust me, it's great. Yeah. And then if you're going to get upset over that, what they might do is they might do a minibus, a mini omnibus bill, where it's 6 appropriations. That'll make you feel better, right? That's only 800 pages, and the next one's 800 pages. So it's all coming down the line. It's all a bunch of garbage. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When you hear Medicaid cuts, Medicare cuts, Medicaid probably not Medicaid, not Medicare, and you hear health care, and you hear Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, let me just say this to you folks. They, you know who they are, we'll use the pronoun. They are in this country. Now, we may be trying to get them out, but they're in here. And if they go here, if they go here, number 32, to the emergency room, right? And if they go to the emergency room, they have to be cared for. Now here's the little problem in that. They are the illegals. So every time, I want you to stop the cheering, because every time they jump up and they say, we're going to stop illegals from getting health care in this country, and that's what this is about, they cheer. But when you see the emergency room and you talk about illegals, you better not forget the percentage of Americans that have no other way to get health care than to go to the emergency room. And I'm talking American citizens. Our health care is a disaster, folks. Now, not every doctor out there. There's a lot of doctors that I know that I can name. They're great people. They're great physicians. But they're practicing in a system that is a disaster. Healthcare is a disaster, from pharmaceuticals to the system, right? Big pharma, to the hospital system, to the insurance system. It's all a disaster. And they don't want to touch it. So that's the fight that no one wants to look at. Farmers. I don't like this being portrayed as a bailout. I don't. Number 16. I don't like it that way. I am against government funding. I'm against it. Trump says farmers will need a bailout this year from the tariff money. A bail. All right. We have China. Now, wait a minute. Listen to me here, because I'm going to come back. I'm so damn tired of hearing about China. Now, you see this right here. China cut off our soybean purchases. Cut them off. There's pressure all around the world to cut off our soybean purchases. Our farmers are struggling in this area. We are getting a lot of money from the tariffs. The only way we can win is to hold out. Don't buckle now. The only thing Trump is saying is we've got billions coming into the from tariffs. And he thinks he wants to take some of the tariff money and help our farmers. Because let me tell you something. I don't want to hear China, because I'll talk about this when we return. You know, you hear Oklahoma. If I was to, I probably better not go there. I just better not go there right now. Give me this one right here, Diane, and then we're going to take a break, because we're going to come back and talk about this. And then we got to talk about Chris Christie. Wait a minute, I know I have it here, Diane. Give me right here. Number 17. $11. Give me 11. That's a good one. That is 17. Give me number 11. Chinese gangs are taking advantage of loose marijuana rules in Oklahoma to grow and transport marijuana to other states for sale on the black market. Chinese gangs. Take a break.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11,000 off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, How are you? I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Hey, thanks a lot. You know, during the break, hi, Diane. During the break, I always go and check text messages, try to see if there's anything breaking news. Diane tries, you send me breaking news, whatever on there. And when I check the text messages, it is great because it just confirms to me when I go through a handful of them that this audience, you guys are out there in the real world. When we have these conversations, you're in the real world. I mean, you're just not buying it. When they try to sell it, you're not buying. And I like the clip you sent me. Don't Get Fooled Again. The Who. That was a good one. So I'm going through and I'm like, okay, what clip? I like that. Thank you. All right. So moving right along. I try to keep up with everything. So Dearborn, Michigan, let me just put this out. All right. Let me just put this out. Dearborn, Michigan. When they tell you that it's the largest Arab population, that's what they will tell you. No, it's Muslims. Muslims. Period. And we watched a video where the Christian was offended and the mayor attacked the guy and said, I can't wait till you're out of here and you're gone. Like, we get rid of all of you around here. Now, the police chief, this is their police chief, video 7. Dearborn, Michigan, video 7.
When I joined the department, Dearborn's Arab American population was nearly 50%. Yet less than 3% of our police. It's now a department that reflects and embraces the community it serves, with 45% of our officers being Arab American. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I'm proud to serve as your chief of police.
Sharia law. Now, I'm going to get pushed back. I'm going to get yelled at. Over 50% of their population. All right. 45% of their law enforcement. They're almost there. They are almost there. And this is the wake-up call. Like what, 5 a.m.? Is this the 5 a.m. wake-up call in Dearborn, Michigan in the morning? Blasted on loudspeakers all around the city. Give me video 8. Five times a day. There's like 20 mosques, and they all have the big speakers, and that's the call to prayer. 5 times a day that goes off. You know, I was talking to somebody. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I was talking to somebody Friday night. We were talking about Make America Great Again. And how people have that wrong. They just have it wrong when we say Make America Great Again. We're not trying to go back and reset things in so many ways. But you know what? I want to ask you a question. You ready? And I'm going to ask you up there in Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan. I want to ask you a question. When you were out as a little kid, right? You were out as a little kid and you were playing and you heard the town church bell ring. if it rang one time, it was half hour. And at the top of the hour, you would hear it ring 10 times. I mean, how many of you, when you were a kid in the town, you stopped to hear it ring 4 times, and that meant you only had 30 more minutes to play, and you needed to get home for supper, right? If you were late, your mom said, "I know you heard the church bell." I don't know. Am I maybe I'm just too damn old for you kids out there. Maybe I am. I mean, maybe we should just back away and let the Muslims have every city and let the Antifa have Portland and let the gangs and the cartels have the inner city. I don't know. Maybe we should just let it all go to hell and then see what you got. All right, that was not necessary. Sometimes some of my outbursts are uncalled for. Now, Diane, remember, I want this one. We have to get ready for the Georgia Hour. Give me, by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene's not suicidal. Marjorie Taylor Greene's not suicidal. Now, if you would answer this for me, Diane, I would enjoy it. But if you're too busy, it's okay. Give me this number here. I know I have it because I when I was on Truth Social, I looked at it and I said, hold on. Oh, yeah. Give me number 27, Diane. Diane, how many years, not months, not days, how many years have I been explaining the Christopher Wray, Chris Christie, and how Donald Trump got Christopher Wray?
For
It's been a
as long
while.
as I can remember. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Okay. And we've done full segments of the whole entire thing. Bridgegate and everything. We've done complete segments on this in the past. So the media right now is because of Christopher Wray. Let me see. I want to come back to this one. Give me video 12.
Christopher Wray, let's remember, presided over the FBI when the FBI investigated Donald Trump, and that investigation resulted in 2 federal indictments. Christopher Wray signed off on the FBI's decision to search Mar-a-Lago. Christopher Wray, Donald Trump's appointee to run the FBI. So Donald Trump, as we all know, is looking for any possible reason he can find to target his enemies. This particular allegation, though, as you said, was so bogus that Kash Patel had.
Okay, so Donald Trump had to give me 74. Remember that one and go back there. Give me 74. So Donald Trump had to, let me go down memory lane really briefly. There was a time when Donald didn't call Chris Christie the great white elephant. He didn't call Chris Christie a fat slob. There was a time where he just called him Chris. I'm serious. When Chris Christie was governor of New Jersey, there was a time when Donald Trump got along with Chris Christie, right? and called him Chris. And when Donald Trump first went in 2016 to the White House, he was trying to find anyone he thought he could trust. Now, we won't go down the road of election night. It's been written that Donald Trump was surprised. You mean I won? Okay. So now remember when Donald Trump came into the White House the very first time, he was the very first time he came in, he did not have a clue, and his top advisors, remember, Paul Ryan, right? Rice Previs. I mean, it's pretty tough. When Bob Gates, you can look that up if you don't know who it is opening the elevator door and taking Rex Tillerson in, the Exxon executive, I remember yelling, no, please do not, for Secretary of State, knowing Rex Tillerson would report back to Gates and the deep state. So Donald Trump was trying to find people he could trust. And Chris Christie, relax, at that time, he was Chris. So Comey, early on, they know Comey's a crook, right? Comey's a crook. They know the deep state. They know this. They know the leaks. Comey can't be trusted. Trump did not corner him in a room and say, hey, James Comey, will you pledge allegiance? It's weird. I just got a notification on Pledge Allegiance. Fetterman concerned on plans to ditch Democrat Party. John Fetterman, we talk about that later. But anyhow, Trump called Comey in. Comey wrote, I remember looking at the big clock and all that. I remember the whole story very clear. Trump didn't ask him to pledge allegiance to him and things like that, but he wanted to know he could trust him. And Trump's a New Yorker. I have to tell you, we don't have time, but if you don't understand how a New Yorker, asks you, just saying, am I going to be able to trust you? Can I? There's a way, and Comey couldn't handle it. But he knew Comey had to go. He fired Comey. Long story short, I need someone in the FBI I could trust. Chris. And Chris Christie was in Bridgegate. And don't forget, in Bridgegate, you saw the Truth post, social post a while back, where Trump said, I think Christie was guilty in Bridgegate. I think he was guilty. Well, this was his attorney. And this is the guy that allegedly hid Christie's cell phone with the messages. Hey, close lane 8 and 9. Close it down. All right. I'll let you know when to reopen it. So just put orange cones up. Make it look good, like we're going to work on it. This was Chris Christie's attorney. So Trump says, hey, I need an attorney, an FBI. I need someone in the FBI I could trust that'll be loyal to me. Chris, go back to that one. Did you got that? Chris Christie says, I have your guy. I got him right here. Right? For those who are interested, and there aren't many of you, that'd be me. Christopher Wray was recommended to me by sloppy Chris Christie when Chris was in my good graces. I mean, Diane, I had to do this story because is this not, quote, I've done this over and over. Go to our Rumble channel. I've told the whole entire story. I put the graphics up. I put the articles up, which was a long time ago. That's how Christopher Wray. So I just want to do this because every single time you hear Donald Trump appointed FBI Director Chris Wray, don't forget, that was sloppy Chris Christie when Chris was in his good graces and Trump was in there in 2016, 2017, 18. He's like, can I trust anybody at the FBI? I got your guy. Here's your guy. So, all right, take that down. We're going to come back. We've got to wrap up a couple things. I want to give just a brief comment about none other than Zelensky, brief comment about the mayor's race in New York, communications, bada bing, bada boom, back in 5.
It's Truck Month Plus at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11,000 off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about YouTube later. You know, YouTube said that we could reapply. We could fill out a form and reapply for our channel. We have done that. We've asked YouTube to restore our channel that they took down. They have not. But, you know, at that time we went to Rumble, and Rumble's done a lot of work. I mean, I have to tell you, we're not getting the revenue off Rumble that we did with YouTube. I mean, we're nowhere near that. But from the time we started with Rumble, we had to start at the ground all the way up, from the ground up. And Rumble's made a lot of changes. Diane can tell you about it. They've made a lot of changes. They've worked on things for revenue sharing. And I think it'll even get better since YouTube's trying to get. Don't think for a minute that YouTube has seen the light on freedom of speech, is I really think Rumble has started to bite into their ad budget and certain things like that. But that being said, I'm going to talk about that in a minute because I support Rumble. So before we go to break, I'm going to tell you about their Rumble premium package. But Diane, I sent you a video. Can you do me a favor and not just get it ready, because I'm going to do that. All right. So we have Virginia. Number 10. No, I'm sorry, Diane. Give me 47. So we're getting ready to leave September and go into October, and we're coming up on elections. So we'll talk about Georgia elections in just a minute. But on Tuesday, November 4th, we have the New Jersey governor's race, and that's 48. Just to remind you, 48, this is Mikey Sherrill, that's her name, Mikey Sherrill. Mikey is the Democrat that would not snitch on her fellow cadets and wasn't able, is it the Naval Academy? But she wasn't allowed to march in graduation because she wouldn't snitch. She's in New Jersey. She heard snitches get stitches. And so a lot of controversy around her. She also, in the state of New Jersey, as a Democrat governor, would not allow parents to opt out of LGBTQ lesson plans in public school. So Jack Ciattarelli, now remember I told you the Republicans actually won the last governor's race in New Jersey. All right. in New Jersey, but when they called to check on, hey, can we check the results, look at it? They were like told, just forget about it. Don't worry. Murphy's got it right now. We'll let you know. Well, Jack Ciattarelli, the Republican, he should win this. I think New Jersey goes Republican. Now, here's the other issue, number 49. We have the Virginia governor's race, and this is Spamberger. That's her name, Spamberger in the red. She's the Democrat. And we have Winsome Sears is, I think, her name. She's the lieutenant governor of Virginia. Now, they're reporting the rural areas of Virginia early voting is very strong. So that's a good sign. But Spamberger is leading in the polls. So if Virginia goes back Democrat from Glenn Youngkin, that's going to be an interesting. But if New Jersey flips red, so we're watching that, and we're watching Georgia's PSC race. We'll explain that one. So there's a couple coming up. Yes, I hope like anything, they indict this guy, number 5. They indict the Open Society. They get this guy here. I hope so. I told you this earlier. All right. Number 11. These are the little things. The little things. Chinese gangs are taking advantage of loose marijuana rules in Oklahoma to grow and transport marijuana to other states for sale on the black market. Oklahoma narcotics officials told Congress $153 billion worth of marijuana is unaccounted for and likely leaving the state for the black market in other states. So if you want to legalize marijuana for retail sale in Georgia, well, there's always those Chinese gangs, not to mention the cartels, right? Not to mention the cartels. Just say it, all right? I don't think we should legalize anything till we get a daggone in Georgia, an attorney general. Now, this is interesting. Give me number 12. So there's going to be talk. There's talk of a possible $90 billion weapons package being put together for Ukraine. That's right. That's right. Possible $90 billion weapons package being put together. And then you got to read this guy's Substack, Andrew Substack up here. Follow this guy's great information. But you heard about the drones going over into Poland. I will tell you this, if you pay attention, there's been great investment in Ukraine in their drone program. Yes. Believe it or not, Ukraine has had the chance to put together drone factories, and their drone intelligence is very high. So, are they going to start a war and bring NATO in with a false flag of drones against NATO? Are we going to start seeing drones in NATO countries blamed on Russia? Just wondering. I don't have that one right now. So I thought I had it. Now, this guy's out, number 14. This is Eric Adams. Remember what Eric Adams did in New York City that was absolutely unforgivable. Unforgivable. He told the truth about Joe Biden and immigration and it collapsing their budget. And remember when he had a meeting with all of the Democrats? I mean, his city council, Same thing, right? And he had a meeting with all the city council and department heads and just laid it out for them that they would have to cut their budget based on what was happening. His day was over that day. The Democrats finished him off that day. So here is, so he's out. Mondani is the socialist, right? And this is, give me number, go to 65. I got it. Here it is. Let me just throw this at you really quick. 65. Don't forget what I just said. Backing up, we'll go there in a minute. Backing up, there's the drones. Remember the drones in Denmark? All right, we just talked about that. Will Ukraine use false flag drones over NATO, right? Over NATO to draw us in. So take that down. Now, Eric Adams is out. And this guy is the Democrat. Now, Curtis Sliwell. Curtis is the Republican. He won't get out of the race. 102. So you got Mondani. You got the Republican Curtis Sliwell. And then you've got Smooches here. Yes. I think he should be indicted by a grand jury and be facing murder charges during COVID, along with other things. That is former disgraced, resigned. How do you think they got Kathy Hochul? Kathy Hochul's the governor of New York. This guy is the disgraced governor of New York that's had to step down, Andrew Cuomo. All right, so let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything I wanted to hit on. There's a couple. Number 29, I do hope that we also indict this lady, Lisa Monaco, right? Now they're upset, number 29 and then 30, because Trump demands Microsoft fire Lisa Monaco. This is the assistant, right, Attorney General of the United States under Merrick Garland. There's a lot to be said here. Number 30. So Microsoft, she is at Microsoft. Trump's demanding Microsoft fire her. Bill Gates, no more dinners at the White House if you don't get rid of this lady. That's it. I'm not interested in Bad Bunny. 81. We'll get ready to wrap up here. 81. Now, here is the biggest thing about mifepristone or whatever, mifepristone, the abortion pill, abortion in a box. You have state laws, and this is going to get reviewed, okay? You have state laws that, in Georgia, the heartbeat bill, 6 weeks. Different states have different state laws. Doc in a box. All right. I'm pro-life, but if you want to get an abortion and you want to do it with a pill and you want to go to a state where you can do that, you have to visit a doctor. A doctor has to look at you, take your blood pressure, whatever, do a blood test, see how far along. You know, I'm not getting involved in women's health care because they always like, oh my God, a man getting involved. But what I don't want to see, and here's the big thing here, is going online, filling out a little questionnaire, submitting it, and it looks like you've went to a doctor, put your address, credit card, and they send you the box in the mail crossing state lines. That is the true thing that's being discussed here. Now, bada bing, bada boom. I know I've got one more. I had it here just a second ago. It has to be done. Where's it at? Here it is, 101. This is it right here, 101. Sources 200,000 more than original. SIM cards were leaked to telecom plot. There was a plot to jam all the communications. Now, this is something you got to pay attention. There was a plot to jam all the communications in New York City during the UN conference with President Trump headed to New York. All communications would have been jammed. What was really going on? And, well, the marijuana in Oklahoma, those are Chinese gangs, and they're missing $100 and some billion worth of marijuana, Chinese gangs, right? This is linked to China. Yes, linked to China. And then China won't buy our soybean. Well, hell. So anyhow, I got the bell. I love this, all right? You are 100% correct. This was great. The one thing when I was talking about the bell, when we used the church bell, you sent me, you said, I remember the bell ringing 5 minutes before the start of Mass. On Sunday morning at church, whatever church you were going to, the Presbyterian church, the Lutheran church, the Catholic church, or where I come from, not the South, that one Baptist church. One. No matter where you were, the church bell would ring 5 minutes before service started. Yes, that was great. And I had to throw this one in because we were talking about kids. Give me the video I sent.
It's our most signature phrase.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I think we have the most recognizable tagline in New York television history.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Anyone who ever watched News at 10 on Channel 5 will remember it because of that statement.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Through the years, there's been confusion over who actually coined the phrase.
A woman called me one day and she said, why don't you ask the question of your people just before you begin your program? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
So it's not 10 p.m. Do you know? I'll never forget that. Before we go, getting ready for the Georgia Hour, before we go, you've probably noticed Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get ad-free viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scenes drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering $10 off any annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content you actually care about. That's the deal. All right, folks, we'll be back at 10 o'clock on the dot with Monday's edition of the Georgia Hour.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service, Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling
Good morning, good morning. It is 9/29/2025, 10 a.m. And you know what that means this Monday morning? I'm your host, BKP, and it's time for the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. Hi, Diane. How are you? We're going to do some shout outs this morning. I know you're well aware of where that I was in Warner Robins. We're going to get to that in just a moment. So that being said, I was wondering, Diane. Oh, by the way, in the last segment, if you were not here, we were talking about the church bell. All right. In the first 2 hours, we got talking about the church bell. And I got talking about saying, the church bell means when we were kids, what would tell us what time it was when we were playing. So one of our viewers here in Georgia sent me a message that said the church bell would bring would ring 5 minutes before mass started, and even if you're Catholic or whatever, every church bell rang 5 minutes before church started. And you know me, I could go without saying this, but what that really meant was put your cigarette out. It's about time for church to start. I know. Boy, I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I was wondering who would send this first. Really, I do. When I go through many different stories and websites and I see things, I always think, because you are the research department out there, and there's a lot of days I can't do this without you. And I always think to myself, who's going to send this first? Well, I'm not shocked. Number 64. I'm not shocked. The Democrats have a new... Diane, by the way, just give me the high sign, 108 and 109. Did I send those to you? The Democrats have a new candidate running for governor. Oh, they're covering all the bases. The Democrats covering they're not leaving no stone unturned, right? Democrat state rep, I don't know her name, Raman, whatever, is running for governor, aiming to carve out a progressive lane in the race for Georgia's top job that's already crowded with high-profile contenders. Progressive run. They're carving out every single... they're going for all the votes, right? They have a Republican, Jeff Duncan, that is now Democrat, running for governor. Got it all. So now they're complete. They're diversity, right? They're DEI hires for candidates. I think we're close, right? Got a black woman, black male, 2, right? White guy, George Hamilton, is that his name? The guy with the tan, right? The guy with the tan, Jeff Duncan. Now all right. So I was there. You go. The Democrat ticket is really filling out. Boom. So I was wondering who is going to send that to me, and I'm not shocked. Got a couple of you keep up with everything moving. Now, Saturday, and we're going to talk about this because we got to hit on it, all right? I went down to Warner Robins, and they had a great list of candidates at the fish fry. But before I start highlighting what took place there Saturday, give me number 37. The AJC did a very long Mark Nisi. Now, I'm not a AJC fan, but especially not a Mark Nisi. State election board consumed by power struggles and political agendas. And we're going to go into this in depth in just a minute. I'm going to go through it in depth in a minute because Secretary of State race. Now, right now, Republicans, the Democrats have come in, and I forget that lady's name. We're not going into the Democrat side at this current time, but they've come in with a high-profile contender on the Secretary of State side for Democrats. Right now, we have three choices. We have number 50, Gabriel Sterling, Secretary of State in Georgia. All right. And so he is a total no for MAGA. MAGA, America First, Trump supporter. This is a total no. Gabriel Sterling, a total no. But he is going to campaign on this right here. Right? There's two people going to campaign on this and use it. I'll go back to it in a minute. For the voter out there that's not in our, I'll call 6% that pay attention. And trust me, when I go 6%, I'm going high. You got it? Now, we talk politics here. So if you're new to the show, it's your first time, we talk politics. I don't endorse candidates. I will tell you candidates I like, and so forth. And I'll tell you about candidates that there's things maybe I dislike. But at the same time, we talk politics. So don't be offended when I talk about some candidates as these races go on. Now, Gabriel Sterling standing in front of the Georgia State Seal, this was during the 2020 election, right? When he was going there as a subcontractor and leading America to believe that he was giving us an update from the Secretary of State's office. But here's what he will do. Every time you hear this, I told you the other day, dysfunction. The AJC is doing this on purpose. And I listened to one candidate this weekend, and I listened to another candidate a couple weekends ago. And I've watched some of, not all, of the blue ribbon panel for election processes in Georgia that's done a tour just recently in Savannah. I've watched that. And who is running that? Exactly. And then I watched the state election board, where the state election board does have a strong presence of Dr. Janice Johnston, which we like, and Janelle King, Calvin King's wife. So on the Secretary of State, I don't want a Democrat to slip in. I don't want a Democrat to slip in. But we're in spin cycle on the Republican side. So this guy right here, Sandy Springs kind of guy, he's going to campaign that he understands the system. He's going to campaign that they have a clean bill of health every time you turn around, the court sides with them. And that the dysfunction will go away if he's Secretary of State. He will have that side of the vote. Now, what's interesting, the team we understand, that is now running Kelvin King's campaign was once running the campaign for Brad Raffensperger for Secretary of State and is very close to Gabriel Sterling. But they're over there on the Kelvin King team now. I mean, it's all convoluted. You got to pay attention to all of it. So that's one. Now, you got this guy, number 52, Tim Fleming. I have to tell you, I'm watching this, and I'm watching this for a couple reasons. Because I'm just going to tell you, in a minute. Tim Fleming is the chair, and that's Victor Anderson. Victor Anderson, the co-chair, has endorsed Tim Fleming. Tim Fleming was with Brian Kemp. Tim Fleming is going to tell you he knows the office, Secretary of State's office. He's going to. Tim Fleming's going to tell you that he can restore it to where you could trust it once again. And there's not going to be the dysfunction that there is now. That's what he's going to try to tell you. And he's going to say paper ballot. He's going to say paper ballot. He's going to say some of the right things, but he has been endorsed by John Burns. Now, I keep getting people say to me, we can't trust him because John Burns endorsed him. I've said that. Think this out. Get with me. I need your help. Have you heard that we can't trust him because John Burns, Speaker of the House, has endorsed him and all of the House members that have endorsed him, Tim Fleming for Secretary of State? So you're going to have Gabriel Sterling that is going to claim he knows the job. These are the facts. These are going to be the claims. And that he understands the system. And he's going to claim it's working better than you and I know. We're just negative people. That's what he's going to claim. Then you're going to have Tim Fleming over here. And Tim Fleming is going to claim he knows the system. He's going to say it worked very well under Brian Kemp. That's what he's going to say. And that he knows all the flaws in the election system. He went out there. He listened to all across the state. He's compiled all your information. He heard you come to the podium and from the Capitol to Toccoa to Savannah. He watched you unravel banners to show timelines. He had presentations from whether it be voter GA or whatever on paper ballots. He's going to tell you he went all across the state. He paid attention. He's endorsed. He knows what you want. And he was there and understands with Brian Kemp, because let's not forget, Brian Kemp was Secretary of State of Georgia, right? And he's going to tell you he's ready and he can handle Secretary of State's office. Now, there's a couple sides that we don't talk about. We have a narrow lane, and the widest one, 2020. I told you this is my favorite hat. I took it down to the fish fry. It's Make America Great Again. It's my 45 hat, but the back says Trump 2020, 2020. That's why this is my hat, because we all know the truth. But when it comes to the Secretary of State's office, we get in the narrow lane of elections. Now, I know there's another candidate. I haven't gotten there yet. We don't talk a lot about licensing and how long it takes to get a license, renew a license, what the application process is, who's front of the line, who's back of the line. That affects a lot of Georgians. So every time you and I say Secretary of State's race, not everybody sees the Secretary of State. There's people on the phone with Secretary of State's office today concerning licensing, renewing, whatever, right? Then they handle all of our corporate registrations. And by handling all of our corporate registrations, it's up to the Secretary of State's office to help safeguard, put up some guardrails against the largest Ponzi scheme in the state of Georgia. So there's a lot of things around that Secretary of State's office that the big picture is elections. There's a lot of things around that Secretary of State's office that is very much day-to-day operations that affect a lot of Georgians that they like and dislike. That could affect this election. So that being said, you're going to have Tim Fleming say he understands it. You're going to have, now I'm going to play it for you, not today. I'm going to play it for you so that way I can prove what I'm saying. Then you're going to have Gabriel Sterling say, it's working flawless. That's what he's going to say. He's going to go all across state. Then we have, right, number 51. Now remember, Tim Fleming, many of you don't like him because John Burns endorsed Tim Fleming for Secretary of State. Then you have Kelvin King. Now, Kelvin King is a nice guy. And Janelle King, his wife, she's a nice lady. All right? But Saturday, I was listening to his stump speech. And when he got done, I just didn't feel 100% that he understands the office. Do I think he could do the job? Sure, okay. But I just didn't get, because he started talking about the machines and he started talking about when the contract runs out with the machines. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'll give every single candidate out there a clue. You will have my interest when you make a speech on recording so I can have it to play back. Seriously, when one candidate says, I will take the oath of office to defend the Constitution of the United States, defend the Constitution of Georgia, swear my duty to the citizens of Georgia, and the minute I take my hand down, the next thing I want to do is point to someone and say, now that I'm Secretary of State and the media is here, I'm officially decertifying the Dominion voting machines. As of right now, they are no longer legally able to be used in Georgia elections. The Secretary of State's office has decertified the machines. I'm waiting for that. I don't want you on the stage, and I haven't heard it from any candidate. So I'm not knocking Kelvin King. But I don't want you on stage for 8, 9 minutes telling me you agree with paper ballots. I mean, leaving all the gray areas open. They are. There's not a one that has closed the door on this in Georgia. Not a one. Especially on the Republican side, and I'm not looking for the Democrats to close the door. So, I'm just saying, now, everywhere he goes, his wife, Janelle King, goes with him. And I'm going to tell you something. The AJC, I know you don't like the AJC, so let me just say this, all right? But they're laying groundwork. So let's go back to 37. State Election Board consumed by power and struggle political agendas. When it's not busy bickering, the State Election Board keeps trying to insert itself into Georgia's voting process even after the state Supreme Court reduced its powers this spring. The board's two-day meeting last week was marked by arguments over manhood, attempts to subpoena ballots from 2020 election, and efforts to end no-excuse absentee voting. I don't think our state election board you do know I don't like political theater. Now, I like these people. And Waffle House John there in the middle, I mean, Governor Kemp put him up there to fight every ounce of the way, and he's going to. But when we start talking about end no excuse absentee voting, I agree with that. You know I'm on your side, everything here. But these are things that are getting laid out that everybody's going to convolute what's really happening, and it has to be in a new election bill. No excuse absentee voting actually really needs to go in a new bill under the gold zone. The Republican-controlled board also debated the rule on that would give itself the power to eliminate Georgia's voting touchscreens, fought over the chair's authority. All right. Now, number 38. All these squabbles came after Georgia Supreme Court ruled that the board lacks the ability to create new election rules. Number 39. The three Republicans who make up the board's majority, the same ones Trump praised as pit bulls at a campaign rally, are at war with their Republican chair, whose only support at times comes from the board's lone Democrat. Members of both parties have said at legislative hearings the board is dysfunctional. I don't want a Democrat to slip in. All right? I don't want a Democrat to slip in. I cannot say enough and look at the camera that I don't dislike these people. Got it? I like Dr. Janice Johnson. She's a brilliant lady, and she's very courageous. Right now, the state election board, in my opinion, state election board needs to go through their hearings on voter fraud that they have, or people that broke the law voting or whatever that's coming in from out of the counties. They need to clean up the backlog right there. So every time they start discussing rules and so forth, we know what's going to happen. I'm not against anything they put forward, but I don't want theater in this board right now. Boy, I can just feel the coming at me hard as can be. But you know what? I am dedicated to the truth when I come here. Period. And when I see the word dysfunctional, and I know there is a percentage, can we get back to the 6%? Can we get back on how we win? Can we get back on how we win and get what we're asking for? If we look like we are so dysfunctional and they paint us that way, there's a percentage out there. You know what? They have a Democrat candidate for Secretary of State. What if we all know the 2020 election was stolen. But what if a Democrat campaigns and say, you know what? Nothing we could do could take us back and erase Joe Biden's 4 years. He was there or not. Nothing we can do. And are you not tired of the fighting and the dysfunction? I have that concern. You may not share it. The board's dispute boiled Wednesday. Let's see. The man up. We got that one. Let's go to number 40. I got to hurry up and get past this. I just want to get through the Secretary of State, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. I think governor and lieutenant governor and John Ossoff, the U.S. Senate seat, I actually think this will be the strongest race in the state of Georgia that we have to pay attention to. The public's argument came after the board's majority bloc voted to issue new subpoenas for Fulton County's ballots and ballot envelopes for 2020 election. All right. So, wanting the ballots for 2020 election, I'm good with that. I want them also. But let's see. So the board going through, I had one more here. So give me number 41. Now, the lady that's turned her back to us, all of you know her as Janelle King. All right. Janelle King. Now, Janelle King, number 42. Meanwhile, board member, now this is Janelle King. This is Calvin King's wife. Kelvin. Yeah, right. Kelvin King's wife. Meanwhile, board member Janelle King, whose husband Kelvin is running for Secretary of State, used her position on the board to criticize elected officials for failing to address criticisms of the Georgia's voting system. It's a repeated cycle of people we continue to elect to do nothing, and that is the real problem, King said. This should have been done and fixed long ago. So, this is Kelvin's wife. Now, I'm going to play the video later in the week, number 51, and I said it again, and I'll say it over and over. If you listen to the video from Saturday, very close, he basically lays out all of the offices he was considering. But then, and none of this is quotes because I don't want to get in trouble for that because I can play the video. But then, when his wife was appointed to the state election board by whom? John Burns. So my question is, hey, I like Janelle King. I remember the day, I think she could tell you, I was one of the first ones that ever sent her a message. I found her. She was on the Georgia Gang with Dick Williams. And I go all the way back then. I watched her when they brought her on the Georgia Gang when Dick Williams was there. And I sent her a message and said, I really like your conservative viewpoints and the direction you're going and you being on the show. But when we get down to we're running for Secretary of State of Georgia and I want to win, he goes through all the list of offices that he was considering running for. He settled on, my words, BKP's words, he settled on Secretary of State. All right? Settled on Secretary of State. my understanding is he has the campaign team that helped Brad Raffensperger running on Secretary of State. That's my understanding. And his wife is on the state election board, and he goes through all the things that, he started really studying with Janelle being on the state election board, and he made a decision to run for Secretary of State. Okay, good. I have a question. Will he be Secretary of State, or will Janelle King be Secretary of State? It's all I want to know. Will she resign on the State Board of Elections? Which I don't think. I don't think it looks good, and I think all the media is making it look that way. Because you guys like Janelle and you like Kelvin, and I'm not going to push you. I have no problem with that. But the rest of the media is pushing this not look very good. Okay, that she's on the state election board. Will she work at the Secretary of State's office? I mean, I don't know. I do think they have to start answering these questions because they campaign together. She opens up for him everywhere. And I have had people come up and quote, I can't wait until they are in the Secretary of State's office. And that's the way it looks. Now, the last thing on Secretary of State, before we go any further, his wife, Janelle King, was appointed by John Burns, number 52. Some of you don't like this guy for multiple reasons, worked for Brian Kemp, but he was endorsed by John Burns. Which John Burns is okay and which one is not? Just asking. So take that down. We will discuss Secretary of State's race a little more as time goes on. It's up to you to decide. But we have 3 candidates, and we have to have a candidate that is very firm in supporting MAGA, America First, Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, and not look to see what Brian Kemp tells them to do next, right? And decertify those machines. Candidate on the Republican side for Secretary of State, you get sworn in at 12 o'clock. At 12:01, you need to publicly decertify Dominion voting machines in Georgia. If you do that, you'll probably have my support. Anyhow, moving right along. Now, in Georgia, we have the Public Service Commissioner's race coming up. The New York Times, I know you don't like to read the failing New York Times, but number 59. Well, how many of you checked out this right here? Let's see. Number 63. So, over the weekend, Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted out, I'm not suicidal and one of the happiest, healthiest people you will meet. I have full faith in God and Jesus Christ as my Savior. Lord and Savior, as a sinner, I am only saved through his grace and mercy. That's nice. With that said, after I get that by me, with that said, if something happens to me, I ask you all to find out which foreign government or powerful person would take erroneous actions to stop the information from coming out. Not only about this issue, but because of the truth that I have been speaking. The people understand what I'm saying. Let's be clear. So she's throwing the Epstein file, the Mossad, Israel, everything out there. I'm not suicidal. Number 59. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. That's how the song goes. So before you go, here's MTG. She is participating in the post-Trump era. She wants to get past that. She is very angry because Donald Trump did not pick her to run for U.S. Senate in Georgia, and Donald Trump did not pick her to run for governor in Georgia. She is very MAGA angry. She is very MAGA angry. The AJC, before you go, how did U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from Rome respond when the Trump administration told her how to vote? I told them you didn't get me elected. I do not work for you. I work for my district, she told the New York Times. So I thought, well, let's read the New York Times article. 60. Greene strayed from Trump, reflects on emerging MAGA split. Now they all have. You have been here and listened to me talk about the demagifying Georgia, and this is part of it. You remember, she was very instrumental in working to reelect out of the 14th district the current Republican Party chair in Georgia, Josh McCoon. Right? Now, Josh McCoon's opponent, David Cross, is in the 9th district, and there was a possibility he could do pretty well there. In the MAGA, right, the 14th district's very MAGA. Great people. By the way, 14th district, amazing patriots. But along came Mary, right? MTG stepped in on the 14th district. You make sure you go with Josh McCoon. Right? Boom. She jumped right in. Now she is leading the way, and McCoon knew that, and they knew there's people in her district that know this. She is leading the way, fighting as hard as she can to demagify Georgia, bust everybody up. Greene straying from Trump reflects on emerging MAGA split. The right-wing Republican Congresswoman from Georgia has grown disillusioned with her own party and with President Trump, and increasingly willing to say so. Give me number 61. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, the right-wing Republican from Georgia, did not appreciate being threatened by the White House over her backing for a bill ordering the release of the Epstein files. So after a Trump official put out word that doing so would be viewed as very hostile act, she called a top West Wing aide to push back. I told them, you didn't get me elected. Ooh, sorry. Simmer down. You didn't get me elected. I do not work for you. I work for my district. She recounted recently during a wide-ranging interview in her office at Capitol Hill. We are supposed to just be whipped on our votes because you're telling us what to do with this scary threat, or saying we'll primary you, or that we won't get you won't get invited to the White House events. Me personally, I don't care. I don't care. Don't invite me to the White House. I could care less. Miss Green went on. These days, when she encounters tactics like that from Trump's team, she added, I'm like, F you, that expletive. Leave that there for a second. We want people to guess. Did she say, I'm like, bless you? Remember that Christian statement a minute ago? Remember that? Remember just a minute ago, she was, she's not suicidal. She's born and she's reconnected and she's born again and she's saved by the grace of God. But if you think you're going to push on me, I'm like, F you. I don't know. Maybe that's what she said. So MTG is not suicidal. I've got to leave that one alone. We're going to get out of there. But hey, listen, we've got a struggle here in Georgia. And I want to talk about it because it gets, we have an opportunity to unite. And why are we not uniting? Now, this is a lady right here. She supported Josh McCoon. She's gone after the party now. I mean, Trump did not give her the red MAGA hat for the governor's seat, did not give her the red MAGA hat, for Senate. She thinks she deserves it. She thinks she got Josh McCoon reelected as chairman of the Georgia Republican Party. And now maybe Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, is not coming through. And maybe Josh McCoon's spending a lot of extra time. And, when he's not hanging out with Cue Ball, what's Cue Ball's name again, but he's spending a lot of extra time down there in Butts County because Josh McCoon, they settled in there, that's where they decided to plant stakes in Butts County and Jackson, right? The wife, what's her name again? What's the wife's name? Jacqueline, right? Jacqueline is the president of Butts County Chamber of Commerce. So they moved down there. Who else is in Butts County? I mean, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, that would be Burt Jones, Governor Burt Jones. Yes. So, was that a slip? Was that a slip? That's Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, right? Jacqueline's down there as the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Butts County, and Josh lives down there now. Maybe he's busy there, and he couldn't get you the red hat, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Pay attention, Chuck. You know who you are, brother. Pay attention. Marjorie didn't get it, so I don't know what makes you think you will. Anyhow, so there you go. Now we have a chance to unify. I'm going to talk about it. That's where I'm going to close. We do have a chance. Number 56. Now this one here is another one. I'm coming right out of the box on Monday. Got you all worked up. So, number 56, after defying Trump, Raffensperger touts his policies in the governor's race. Easy. You're not going to like this next caption, number 57, or the next graphic, the top of it. You're not going to like it, so back off. Conservative credentials. I know that really made you mad, but we're going to look at it anyway. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is best known as the Republican who defied President Donald Trump's demand to overturn the 2020 election. He's also now a candidate for governor. Raffensperger tried to square those competing threads, in a recent podcast. He brushed off resistance from some corners of the GOP, including the state party resolution seeking to block him from qualifying as a Republican by pointing to his conservative record and his 2022 win over Trump-backed challenger, Jody Hice. So I'm going to tell you now, for you out there, Brad Raffensperger will be on the Republican ticket. Josh McCoon's not taking him off the Republican ticket, and he brushed that off. All right. I won a primary without a runoff, and I won in the fall. I know. Let me hear it. All right, I heard it. The largest winning percentage, he said. People need to understand I'm a conservative Republican. I think I was just born that way. Raffensperger leaned on kitchen table economics, saying job creation, affordability will be the centerpiece of his campaign. He also stressed border security and the fentanyl crisis, connecting it to the loss of his own son in 2018. So he lost his son in 2018, right? Border security, fentanyl crisis. Raffensperger leaned in on kitchen table economics. It has hit everywhere across the state, and securing the border to stop fentanyl, that's a good, noble thing, and I'm glad that happened, all right? Raffensperger made it clear he opposed Medicaid expansion and supports the new federal tax. Let's see. On the spending package. It funds tax cuts by slashing healthcare spending and safety net programs, and as he charts a path through the GOP primary dominated by MAGA voters, he sounded confident. My voters are conservative Republicans who are looking for someone who is honest, someone who has integrity, and someone who is going to tell the truth always, no matter how hard it is for them to hear it. All right, so that was hard for you to hear. That was hard for you to hear. But he's running. Now, before we go, I don't want to go into any more stories. I want to take the last 12 minutes to talk about Saturday. And I want you to stay with me. First of all, the fish fry. And I didn't say it last week because I did not want, if you're a Republican in the state of Georgia, when you hear fish fry, you generally think of Perry, Georgia, right? The state fairgrounds, the fish fry. Now, for years, the 8th District of Georgia, all right, the 8th District of Georgia hosted the annual Center Georgia Fish Fry. It became the largest event Republicans held every year across the state. Some are going to push back on that, but it did. Then we have the 2023 Fish Fry. And the 2023 Fish Fry, I was first vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party, right? And we had the 2023 Fish Fry. I think it was 2023. Am I correct? But anyhow, that was the year paper ballots, please. And that went national. They were prevented from coming in and setting up. 8th Republican Party district. And voter GA, Garland Favorito, and Tamara, right? Is it Tamara Favorito? Is that her name? I hope I don't get that wrong. I actually like her a tad better than Garland. That was a joke, Garland. Relax. Anyhow, So they wouldn't let voter GA set up. They didn't let anybody in that wore a shirt, paper, please. Governor Brian Kemp was coming. It was really bad. And like I said, it went national. The videos went viral. We know what happened where I was concerned. Everybody calling me as the first vice chair. It was a tough day. But I tell you who it was really tough on. It was tough on the people that volunteer. You see, there's people down there that volunteered for years. There's people down there that volunteered to work the front table. There's people down there that just volunteered that are not the hard decision makers. And a lot of those people were looked at as they were the decision maker that day. It was a tough day. Now, the following year, I didn't want to talk about this last week, but the following year, okay, the fish fry, just boom. I mean, I don't say nobody went. I mean, it was the first one, I think, in 7 years or something that I didn't attend. I used to go to all of them for years. I didn't attend it, right? But for years, and it bottomed out. So a group came together, led by Houston County. There was several GOPs. Now, the reason, stay with me on this, because this is a very important statement I'm making this morning. So a group came together. I think it was about 6 GOPs, but the lead was Houston County, right there in Warner Robins GOP. And they said, you know what? We don't want the fish fry we don't want it to. We've had it for years. We're going to take it over. So they took it over. So this was the first post fish fry, right? This is the first post fish fry since everybody's going to be welcome. So I got a phone call asking me to meet with a couple people down there and asking if I would come down and do a podcast. Now, we really didn't know exactly how everything was going to work. We didn't know, okay? It was a very fluid day. So I said, sure. I was humbled, and I had made a decision that, see, we came out of the convention. We had a rigged convention. End of story. You can be mad if you want. Well, I wish you wouldn't say that, but we did. We had a rigged Georgia Republican Party state convention from start to finish. All right. And we have a segment of the establishment. This is part of demagnifying Georgia, folks. We have a segment of the establishment that doesn't want unification. Would that be the proper word? Is that a word? Anyhow, they don't want us unified. Don't want us. They want to lock out. Now, when you get out of Metro, when you get out and about in the state of Georgia, we got a lot of counties to be 159. I think we've got, 140 plus that are organized Republican parties in the counties. We're missing about maybe 10, 12 counties in the state that are not organized Republican parties. It was one thing I really wanted to focus on organizing those counties for the Republican Party, but we have a lot of counties. And they want to be unified, and they want to go forward and, get the job done, get Republicans elected. So when they decided they were going to do this, and I was asked if I would play a role, Voice of Rural America, and Diane produced it, In fact, Diane, I got tired of everybody coming up asking me, say hello to Diane, say hello to Diane. But a lot of people said hello, Diane. Now you got it. So anyhow, I said, you know what? We're going down there, and I'm going to open the microphone to any candidate. Not going to discriminate. I'm going to open the microphone to any speaker. Any speaker could come. Anybody that was speaking, they can come back, say hello to you, the audience. Any vendor. And I made sure 100%, not 98, not 97. I made sure every vendor, every speaker, best way I possibly could, know that they were welcome. There wasn't a crossword said. Now, here is where I want to touch on this. I want to give a major shout out to number 43. When the debacle of the fish fry, that's what we'll call it, the fish fry disaster. Let's not tiptoe around it. The fish fry disaster. This lady here, chair of Houston County Republican Party, Angela, she stepped up. Now, there's a team. Now, I don't want anyone out there to think, I'm not going to leave anybody's name out, I can't remember everybody or call the names. So please, it took a lot of volunteers. It took a lot of hard workers. I've seen so many people there working. But I want to make a couple notes. When you are the lead, I'll call it the lead, Houston County Republican Party, and you don't know if you get everybody in the same room again, will it work? That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of stress. Will this work? Can BKP be in the room with blah, blah, blah? Can voter GA be over here with this person over there? I'm serious. Well, no, I better not. I actually like Sam Carnline. Oh, I don't say his name, so I might as well say it. Can they? It's a joke. It's a joke. Could we all get in the same room? Georgians for Truth. Could everybody get in the same room and be okay? And that's what only at the end of the day could Angela know it would work. And you know what? I got down there Friday night, and this lady didn't stop, along with others. I'm going to give some others. And plus, I'm not trying to forget anybody, please. But, you know, she didn't stop. Vendor tables, tablecloths. Let me give a second one. We were down there at 7:30 Friday night, 44. This lady here. And I want to do this for a reason. I want to do this for a reason because I want to see it happen across the entire state. I want to see what happens Saturday across the entire state because I want John Ossoff gone. I want the governor's mansion to go to the Republican. I want this, what I witnessed Saturday, to go all across the state. Now, Sharon, she never spoke to me one time. You know why? She never stopped. I'm saying that half-hearted jokingly. She never stopped. She didn't stop. So working. Friday night, setting things up. Saturday, front table. They had people at the front table coming in, trying to make sure all the speakers were lined up, trying to make sure that the serving area was ready for hundreds. Okay? Now, I'm only going to do two more, and then I'm going to give an honorary mention to everybody else. I got to throw an honorary mention out to Robert. Thank you, Robert. Give me number 45. David. These are just good people. I mean, they're just good people. All of them. They are. Hey, David, they didn't stop working. And David's like, do you have everything you need? I need internet. When I go somewhere, there's 3 things I got to do when I do a road show. Diane knows this. We got to have a camera. I got to make sure that the program's reading the camera when you go on the road, that the program is reading the audio like it should, and that we have internet. If we have those 3 things, we can make it work. He's helping me get everything. You got what you need. You got the internet. Boom. I just can't say enough. David, thank you very much. And give me number 46. I am touched. This is who we are. We don't have to fight with each other. We just love the country. These are good people. James made sure that James is one of those guys, I say like this, he's amazing at making sure calm heads prevail. He keeps everything calm, right? Well, you know me, right? I could get worked up from every once in a while. The balance this guy has, making everything happen. James did an amazing job. Now, James is the gentleman with the Steak and Shake, and I want to come back and I want to talk about that in a minute because I want to give him a shout out. But James did an amazing job setting up speakers, setting up candidates. Now, the other Republican Party, Robert, thank you. Your wife, thank you. And everyone there. Now, I might have my number off. I heard 450, but then I heard actually 415. 415. Go back to 43. 415 we had there Saturday at this fish fry. And this is the first one trying to get it back on the ground. And you know what? Out of 415, we all let it go Saturday. We all went there for the same thing Saturday. It's 3 hours. We were all unified. We're all in the same room. We're all unified for 3 hours, maybe 4. 415. It was amazing. The list of candidates that did show up, amazing. People got to shake hands with candidates, talk to candidates. This is Warner Robins, so they had Senate candidates. That are trying to replace John Kennedy, who is running for lieutenant governor. Lieutenant governor candidate John Kennedy, Blake Tillery, and Steve Gooch all were in attendance. They shook hands with everybody there. They got to speak. Senate candidates. We had a great lineup of U.S. Senate candidates. Mike Collins came down. Buddy Carter was there. Reagan Box was there. Brigadier General Jonathan McCollum made his official announcement because he's from Warner Robins that he's running for Senate. It was great. We only had one Secretary of State candidate, Kelvin King. He did a great job. He worked the room talking to everybody. We had 2 state school superintendent candidates, Robert Woods and Dr. Randall Trammell was there. We had a city council candidate. I don't remember the name. We had a mayor candidate. It was great. We had young Republicans. We had turning point action. I mean, I don't have a list in front of me, but I'm just doing it from memory. I was in the back of the room and I was like, this is really great. I mean, it was everything it needed to be to get this thing back up. It was. But you know who didn't show? You know who decided they were deathly ill at 10 minutes to 10 at 9:50 a.m.? You know who was on the list to speak? The doors opened at 10 o'clock. You know who placed the call, but didn't even place the call personally himself? That had someone else place the call for him? Do you know who that was? That was the state chairman, Josh McCoon. Had someone else call. He was on the schedule. He was confirmed to speak. And had someone else call on his behalf at 9:50 in the morning, 10 minutes before the doors open, to say, Josh is definitely ill today and cannot make it. Now, so did he know this early? Did he send the national RNC committee man down? Georgia committee man Jason Thompson? Did he call? No. Did he call up and say, Amy Kramer, the Georgia National Committee woman, we really need to go down there. This fish fry is part of my personal debacle 2 years ago that I helped screw up. We really need to go down there as a state party. We really need to go down there based on unifying. We really need to go down there because there's 6 names. 6. Oh, that's 7. There's 6 names on the Georgia GOP that are on the marquee that say they're sponsoring and coming together. We really need to go down there and say, now is the time that we unify. Clean house, unify, come together and support our Republican candidates. So did he send Amy? No. Did he call Sally Grubbs and say, First Vice Chair, you need to go down and say, we are so excited that the Central Georgia fish fry is back. It's strong. Look at this unity. Let's take this and go, go, go. Did he? No! He did not. He was deathly ill. In fact, he was so damn ill, he had to have somebody else call for him. Now, I'm not really angry. I'm not. I know the guy. I've known him for years. I know who he is. I know what he's about. I know his strategy. I know his direction. I know that little circle they have, that they don't plan to unify. They don't. They don't want to. Let me tell you something. If the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party would have been down there and stood up for just 3 minutes and said, it is so good to be here to kick off the Central Georgia Republican fish fry here in the 8th District, 2nd District, wherever I was. I don't know. Where was I? 8th District? I don't know where I was. It's so great to kick this thing off. It's so great to see this room full. And this is what we're going to need going into 2026. And we have so many great things coming up. And we've got this training and that training. And we've got backing from the RNC. But you know what? What we need is you, the county Republican parties, to do exactly what you're doing today. Do you know what that would have meant across the state? And if he couldn't come, if he's sick, Sally Grubbs, First Vice Chair, maybe Jason Thompson, maybe Amy, but somebody from the state standing up there saying, we're excited. 415 multiple GOPs. People from every side of the party in that room. It was amazing. What was great is it ended I guess it ended about 1:30. I don't know. Candidates got, and I want to give also, and take her down. She's going to get mad. She's going to say, you left my picture up there for an hour. I also want to give her credit. If you were not on the speaker's list, but you're a candidate, and you went up and said, I'm a candidate, I'm not on your speaker's list, I just came here today, she gave you time on the stage. She did not turn. That's what I was told by a candidate. A candidate come up to me and said, I was not on the list today to speak. And I came up to her and said, I'm a candidate. And she let me speak. She didn't discriminate. I was told a single candidate. No one got discriminated. That's what I have to tell you, I was so worked up because I enjoyed it like you would not believe, because I said, you know what? We need to do this all across the state. All across the state. Now, that was 415. I think next year, I don't know. I got to ask them. I got to ask them if the location can hold next year, because this, what everybody's seen this year, they're going to be back. Now, Diane, I got to close. Thank you. So this is my Make Elections Great Again, Donald J. Trump, Executive Order 14248. Okay? That's my hat. Make Elections. You can see that. All right, let me take that down. Now, here is my shirt. And I'm going to tell you, see that right there? Can you see that, Diane? Make Elections Great Again. You like that? Now, thank you, Voter GA. Thank you, Garland. Everybody, Voter GA. Everybody that was there. Voter GA, thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you. Got a hat and shirt. Now, went down. I'm getting ready to get out. Went down Friday night. And I have not shut up for 2 weeks about Steak and Shake. Give me number 46. This is the proprietor. I'm just throwing out words today. I don't even know if I've got them correct or whatever. This is James. I have a hard time putting this picture up because this guy is just, I just love him. I had to bring that out. I don't know why that came out. He's just an amazing man. Now, I want to tell you, Warner Robins, let me do my commercial. I promise. Let me do my commercial, Diane, because Warner Robins Steak and Shake, I do not go in a restaurant that's dirty. No, I'm serious. I always loved what Donald Trump said. What'd he say? He says, Dad told him if the front door is dirty, don't go in. The place is dirty. And when he said that, I was like, if I go in a restaurant and it's dirty, I understand they could be short-handed and can't get the tables clean. I'm the one that looks that over. If I go in and the service is bad, I'm serious. I know you say, well, it's hard to get good people. It is. All right. I'm not, but if there's just no effort whatsoever, food is bad, I won't go back. We pay money. And plus tipping, right? So, first of all, if you want to go to a Steak and Shake, the Warner Robins Steak and Shake spotless. I told James 4 times. I said, this place is spotless. The service was amazing. Now, take that down. I want to thank you for the hat. I came away with this hat. It says Steak and Shake, right? Now, make frying oil tallow again. Now, 100% beef fat right here. Let me finish my commercial, folks. You'll enjoy this. This is Republican stuff. Conservative. We support each other. That's how we make it. Now, this, they are got this in a jar. I don't know if you can order it to ship it, but this is 100% grass-fed beef tallow, and it's beef fat, and it is Steak and Shake. Right there, it says on the front, Steak and Shake. All right. So I wanted to know, are the fries? Can I tell the difference? Oh, I could tell the difference. And then I got a jar that, thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. I keep saying that because Robert and his wife are amazing people. Actually, his wife wanted me to bring Charlie. She's like, if you'd have brought Charlie, yes. But Charlie didn't get to go. But, and everybody come up like, I like Charlie. I like Charlie. Hi, Diane. Hi, Diane. 100% grass-fed beef tallow. And I'm gonna fix a steak. Now, the fish fry, 108. 108. And I'll probably do this a couple times this week. What about the food? Was the food any good? Mama Catering, Renee's Mama Catering, right here. They handled the fish fry. It was great. It was great. Okay. So they sponsored also. I want to give them a shout out because I will tell you this. When you're doing a Republican event, sometimes these restaurants or sometimes it's hard to find people that are like-minded that work with us. These people were amazing. And I want to give a shout out to, I didn't meet the owner, the husband. I'm pretty sure I was told it was the husband. He came out, spoke to me after it was over for a long time, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, this is my closer, Diane. So we go to Steak and Shake. Now, where I live, I got like one place I can get a milkshake. Don't take that wrong. I love Blue Ridge, but it's called Steak and Shake. 109. So we get on the menu, and I'm going to have the double. Yeah, I'm going to have the double burger, double steak burger, baby, fries. And I get an Oreo mint shake. Oh. And so we're at the table, and I don't know this. All of a sudden, James is at the other end, and this shows up. Creamsicle shake. It's a special. Now I got to go back. James showed up. Look at that. Steak and Shake, creamsicle shake. Wow. All right, Diane, I know I stayed over. I was just so excited. They did a great job. I just couldn't say enough. They did a great job. First of all, thank you, everyone down there. Thank you, Bibb County friends. All of you there. You know, you came up, you said hello. It was a great time. Hundreds said hello. Thank you very much. You know, I got a couple. I watch you every day. I watch the show every day. I could stay another half hour because I could get really emotional. But all the Republican parties that came together. Look, moral of the story. If we do that across the entire state, nothing could stop us. Nothing could stop us. If we would clean house at the Georgia Republican Party and we put together what I witnessed this past weekend, absolutely nothing could stop us. We could roll right through, clean house with John Ossoff, keep the governor's mansion, keep our majorities in the House and Senate, and the list goes on. Folks, don't forget the PSC race coming up. Don't forget that. And I think we'll let it go there, Diane, because we have stayed. It's 11:20, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I didn't even ask you if we can go run over. I always got to ask Diane because she has different things going on. So my apology to you for just going on and not asking. So, folks, we're going to come back tomorrow at 8 a.m. But before we go, if you haven't already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to the content you want. Once you've got it, search for my channel and hit follow. That way, you'll get a notification every time we go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. You can grab it right now using the link in the description or the pinned live chat. Download it to your phone and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search Rumble for Rumble, follow the channel, and be part of the action. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.